Hey, it's Todd Fox here from Halos in the Infield Baseball Network, and I'm here to give you my thoughts on the new Angels manager, Kurt Suzuki, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim of Western Hemisphere. Let's get it. Now, a quick perspective. Have you ever gone into a restaurant and seen something on the menu that looks so scrumdiddly-umptious? Sort of like this hamburger right here. You pictured what you want. You're like, man, I can't wait to take a bite out of that. That looks delicious. But then when the waiter comes by with your burger, that's what you get. Or maybe that's what you order off the fast food menu and you get that. Either way, it's kind of disappointing. Angels fans were looking at that big burger like either a Torrey Hunter or an Albert Pujols, both of which have strong pedigrees, Hall of Fame type careers, and could be the face of the Angels organization, which could help the Angels recruit and could bring some normalcy behind the bench, as the Angels have gone through quite a few managers since Scioscia left in 2018, 7 to be exact if you count Ray Montgomery. Now, with that being said, the Angels really needed to hit one out of the ballpark, but with a lame duck general manager in Perry Manassian on a one-year contract, Torrey Hunter just didn't seem to be the fit because, well, Torrey Hunter doesn't want to play by the analytics rules. He prefers not striking out like the Angels often do. And Albert Pujols prefers to be in charge, which the Angels and Artie Moreno don't like to give to managers. So, in all actuality, the Angels got this instead of the burger that they wanted, which was the big fish, whatever you want to call it. The Angels were left with this man, Kurt Suzuki. And again, I'm not calling him a cheeseburger yet, or, a McDonald's bacon wrapped cheeseburger, or just a cheeseburger in general in a wrapping paper, I should say. It's yet to be determined. He could be a good manager. He couldn't be. My personal perspective, I think he's on the cheap. He's on the payroll already. He's been an officer to, Perry Manassian, assistant, I should say. He's worked in the organization since his retirement with the Angels a couple years back. So he knows the Angels' ins and outs, but again, he's more of an Artie guy. And he came on the cheap. And Artie Moreno did not want to pay $500,000 to upwards to $2 million to Albert Pujols to manage his club per year. And Torrey Hunter would be more outspoken. He was that outspoken player. He was that teammate that everybody loved. He was a good person to talk to when you needed a soundbite. And I think the Angels are kind of scared of that too, because they don't want the truth to be told. And they don't want these managers to be, saying what they want to say and giving them free will. So he was a danger, even though he could have been something. Now, are their qualifications good enough to run a Major League Baseball team? As far as we know, no, at this point. But you could have gave one of those guys a chance. Now, here's the thing, though. A stupid podcast like, say, for instance, Locked On was saying, oh, catchers are so great. They make great managers. I love this deal. How? I mean, how do you know that this guy's not going to run the Angels just like the rest of the managers, like Brad Ausmus, who only had 1 year here and was pathetic in 2019. He was a catcher. He played for some good baseball teams, but he never could translate it here because why? He was a pawn. And this organization under Carpino and Artie Moreno and all the other brass like to have pawns as managers. What about another catcher that underperformed here in Anaheim? Phil Nevin. Phil Nevin was a catcher, played on a World Series baseball team. What did he do here? He was a pawn. He did whatever Perry Manassian and the brass told him to do. He was what I called numbnuts Nevin. And so are the catchers the end-all, be-all? Are they all Stephen Votes? No, Stephen Votes are able to succeed because the organization gives them kind of free reign and they're not suffering on analytics. Analytics is what's ruining baseball right now and also killing the manager as far as taking away his gut moves, making decisions. And that's why a team like the Angels with a stupid analytics continue to lead all of baseball with 1,627 strikeouts, over 100 more than the Colorado Rockies. That's pathetic. You have to put the bat on the ball. You have to value contact. Torrey Hunter and Albert Pujols would value contact. So those were strikes against them right away because why? They didn't want to fall in line. They didn't want to put up with the analytics BS. It's no surprise that this guy behind me was the most winningest manager in Angels baseball history. Call him a Dodger if you want, but he was our Angel. He was there for nearly 20 years and had much success because all the times he was touching his chin, his nose, his elbows, his shoulders, The guy called every pitch. He called every defensive strategy or adjustment. He called every at bat. He knew how to play small ball. All the things that the Angels don't do today. When's the last time we bunt? We hardly ever bunt. We don't do first to third. We don't have double steals. It's rare when we do sacrifices or suicide squeeze. We don't maintain a ball game. We don't make adjustments. All those things that Mike Scioscia did and taught this team and had the right culture in the clubhouse, and as far as a game plan for each additional team that we would face on any given night, he had a game plan, a different game plan. He had your power hitters sometimes swing for the fences if it was warranted, if it was just a contact game or a swing away type game. He had the game plans. That's why this man was behind me, was the winningest manager in Angels baseball history, and probably will be for some time to come. So is Kurt Suzuki that cheeseburger and the paper wrap? So right now, he is being considered that by myself and some other fans. Or is he going to turn into that cheeseburger that looks like something from Red Robin and it's a gourmet cheeseburger? We won't know. The jury's still out, and we got to see what he does. Although he has a uphill battle. Trust me, this is a one team that he will get, and my kudos for all time if he could resurrect this baseball team and get them playing well again. There's so many problems on this team, but it could be fixed if we ease off the analytics. But a lot of podcasts out there and a lot of other people in the organization value strikeouts for whatever reason. When this team and this organization was winning, we valued not striking out. We valued making contact and putting pressure on the opponents, and actually not only just drafting pitching, but signing pitching. When's the last time we have signed a frontline starter? Every year, Artie Moreno does not listen to you or me, and does not listen to the organization when we scream and beg and plead for a starter in free agency, and then we get some screw up like Anthony Rendon, or we get just average run-of-the-mill Walmart leftovers, right? So a lot's got to change in this organization. I'm hoping Kurt can be part of the success, not the problem, but something tells me it's just a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. And by the way, this man is worth $4.9 billion if the team were to be sold. He doesn't have the money that you're talking about, or you think he does. He's not a billionaire like the Samuelis. That he's only worth $4.9 if the Angels are sold. He's crabbing about losing $30 million. He could lose up to $750 million maxed out if he loses that Skaggs case, which is currently in trial in downtown Santa Ana. Not to mention a guy would love to buy the team, the Samuelis. They're worth $32 billion. They've lost $9 billion in paying for the OC Vibe, which is going to be very awesome for them. They're going to make that money back. But again, Artie's behind the eight ball. The Skaggs thing, and then the Angels sell is still a potentially something that could come down the line, because not only is paying out almost $1 billion, or at least in my opinion, $500 million to the Skaggs family, almost a sure thing, but the stadium has not been audited and looked at by people for earthquake preparedness by the city, because it hasn't been retrofitted since 1998 when Disney last owned them. And he's been paying only $1. Yes, $1 single lease to the city of Anaheim for that stadium. They own the stadium, but they're trying to force him to make the repairs. And if he has to make repairs, which the team and that stadium needs to do to make it, safe for me and you to go to games and future generations to go to the games, he's in trouble. He could be on the hook for a $1.5 to $2.5 billion, which again, he bought the team for $187 million from Disney years ago. But that team, since the TV contracts blew up as far as value, and the cost of repair on a stadium that old is going to cost you billions with a B. And he can't afford that. He might be forced out of the team's ownership, which would be a great day for me and you. So my synopsis is, good luck, Kurt Suzuki. I wish we would have got Pujols, Yadier Molina, or a Torrey Hunter. It just wasn't meant to be. Artie's too damn cheap, and it might be the same old until we get a new owner. But at least we have something to hang our hat on for now. And that's Todd Fox's 10-minute video on the new happenings with the Angels. Kurt Suzuki, the court case, and the pending audit, which is coming at the end of this year. We could see it as early as December, the results.